I want you to understand that these 5 lines we'll discuss are not mere affirmations or positive thinking exercises. They are, in truth, the very seeds of your reality, the blueprints of your experience, the commands you give to infinitely manifest in your world. Let us begin with the first line. I am the creator of my reality. My dear friends, these words hold within them the very essence of your divine nature. When you speak this line each morning, you are acknowledging your true identity as a creative force in this universe. You are not a mere spectator in the grand theater of life, but the playwright, the director, and the lead actor all at once. You see, the world you experience is not external to you. It is a projection of your consciousness, a reflection of your inner state. When you declare, I am the creator of my reality, you are stepping into your God-given power. Recognize that every circumstance, every experience, every encounter in your life is a creation of your consciousness. This declaration is not an act of ego, but a humble acceptance of your divine responsibility. It is an acknowledgement that you are not a victim of circumstances, but the author of your life story. When you truly embody this truth, you cease to blame others or external conditions for your experiences. Instead, you recognize that you hold the pen that writes your destiny. Imagine, if you will, a master artist standing before a blank canvas. The artist does not wait for inspiration to strike from outside, does not hope for someone else to come and paint the masterpiece. No, the artist knows that the vision, the creativity, the power to bring beauty into being resides within. This is you, my dear friends, standing before the canvas of your life each morning. When you speak this line, feel the truth of it resonating in every cell of your being. Feel the power, the responsibility, infinite potential that comes with being the creator of your reality. Let this knowing infuse your entire day, guiding your thoughts, your words, your actions. And as you embrace this truth, you will find that your perception of the world begins to shift. No longer will you see problems, but opportunities for creation. No longer will you feel powerless in the face of challenges, but excited by the chance to exercise your divine creativity. This understanding leads us seamlessly to our second line. My imagination is the workshop where I shape my future. The imagination. It is perhaps the most misunderstood and underutilized power we possess. Many dismiss it as mere fantasy, idle dreaming. But I tell you, my dear friends, your imagination in which your reality is created. You see, in the realm of imagination, all things are possible. There are no limitations, no boundaries, no rules that cannot be bent or broken. When you imagine, you are tapping into the infinite field of all possibilities, selecting the reality you wish to experience. When you speak this line each morning, you are acknowledging the creative power of your imagination. You are recognizing that the seeds of your future are planted in the fertile soil of your mind. What you imagine with feeling, with conviction, becomes the blueprint for your experience. Consider for a moment the great inventors and visionaries throughout history. Every innovation, every leap forward in human progress began as an idea, a vision in someone's imagination. The Wright brothers imagined human flight before they built their first airplane. Thomas Edison imagined a world illuminated by electric light before he created the light bulb. In the same way, you must imagine your desired reality before you experience it in the physical world. But remember, imagination is not mere visualization. It is not enough to see your desired reality in your mind's eye. You must feel it, live it, experience it in your imagination as if it were already your present reality. For your subconscious mind, the faithful servant that brings your imaginings into physical form, does not differentiate between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you declare, my imagination is the workshop where I shape my future, you are committing to consciously and deliberately using this divine gift. You are promising yourself that you will no longer allow your imagination to run wild with fears and worries, but will instead harness it to create the future you desire. Throughout your day, after speaking this line, in the morning, catch yourself whenever your imagination wanders to unwanted scenarios. Gently but firmly bring it back to imagining your desired reality. Remember, every moment spent imagining what you don't want is a moment not spent creating what you do want. This practice of conscious imagination naturally flows into our third line, what I assume I become. My dear friends, this line encapsulates a fundamental law of consciousness. Your assumptions, those deep-seated beliefs about yourself in the world, are not mere thoughts. They are the very substance from which your reality is formed. You see, your assumptions act as filters through which you perceive and interact with the world. They color your experiences, shape your reactions, and ultimately determine the outcomes in your life. When you assume something to be true, you unconsciously align your thoughts, feelings, and actions to make it so. This is not a superficial process of positive thinking or wishful hoping. It is a profound shift in your sense of being. When you truly assume a state, you are essentially saying to the universe, this is who I am. And the universe, in its infinite wisdom and perfect law, must respond by reflecting that state back to you in your physical reality. Consider for a moment how differently you would move through the world if you assumed yourself to be abundantly wealthy compared to if you assumed yourself to be perpetually struggling. How would you carry yourself? How would you speak? What decisions would you make? You see, the assumption itself begins to shape your reality long before any external circumstances change. When you speak this line each morning, you are reminding yourself of the power of your assumptions. You are committing to consciously choose the assumptions that serve your highest good, that align with your desired reality. But remember, assumptions are not surface-level affirmations. They are deep, unshakable towings. So truly assume a state, you must feel it in the very core of your being. You must live from that state, embody it fully, even before there's any external evidence to support it. Throughout your day, after declaring this truth in the morning, pay attention to your habitual assumptions. Notice how they shape your perceptions and experiences. When you catch yourself assuming something that doesn't serve you, pause. Take a deep breath, then consciously choose a new assumption that aligns with your desired reality. This practice of conscious assumption leads us beautifully to our fourth line, my inner conversations shape my outer world. The inner conversations, those ceaseless dialogues we have with ourselves, often without even realizing it. My dear friends, these inner conversations are perhaps the most powerful tool you have for shaping your reality. You see, your inner conversations are not mere idle chatter. They are the very instructions you give to your subconscious mind, and through it to the entire universe. What you consistently tell yourself in the privacy of your own mind becomes your reality in the outer world. When you declare, my inner conversations shape my outer world, you are acknowledging the creative power of your self-talk. You are recognizing that the words you speak yourself as seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious, seeds that will inevitably grow into the circumstances of your life. Consider for a moment how your life might be different if your inner conversations were always supportive, always encouraging, always aligned with your highest vision for yourself. How would you feel? How would you carry yourself? How would you interact with others? You see, the shift begins within, long before any external circumstances change. But remember, this is not about forced positivity or denying your current experiences. It's about consciously choosing inner conversations that align with your desired reality, even in the face of contradictory circumstances. When you speak this line each morning, you are committing to becoming aware of your inner dialogues. You are promising yourself that you will no longer allow negative, limiting self-talk to go unchallenged. Instead, you will consciously cultivate inner conversations that support your growth, your success, your joy. Throughout your day, after affirming this truth in the morning, pay attention to your inner conversations. Notice the tone, the content, the underlying assumptions. When you catch yourself in negative self-talk, pause. Take a deep breath. Then consciously choose a new inner dialogue that aligns with your highest vision for yourself. This practice of conscious inner conversation flows seamlessly into our fifth and final line. I am already that which I desire to be. My dear friends, this line is perhaps the most powerful. the most transformative of all. For in these words lies the key to instant manifestation, to the immediate realization of your desires. You see, most people live in a state of wanting, of striving, of reaching for a future state of being. They say, when I have this, then I'll be happy. Or once I achieve that, then I'll feel successful. But in doing so, they perpetuate a state of lack, of not having, of not being. But I tell you, there's no future state of being. There is only now. And in this eternal now, you are already everything you desire to be. Your true self, your divine nature, is already perfect, whole and complete. It lacks nothing. It needs nothing. It is the fullness of all possibility. When you declare, I am already that which I desire to be, you are aligning with this truth. You are stepping out of the illusion of becoming and into the reality of being. You are claiming your divine inheritance here and now. This is not about denying your circumstances or pretending to be something you're not. It's about recognizing that the outer world is a reflection of your inner state of being. When you embody the state of already being what you desire, the outer world must, by law, rearrange itself to match this inner reality. Consider for a moment how differently you would move through your day if you truly felt that you were already living your ideal life, already embodying your highest self. How would you carry yourself? How would you speak? How would you interact with others? You see, the shift in your outer world begins with this shift in your inner state of being. When you speak this line each morning, feel the truth of it in every fiber of your being. Feel the relief, the joy, the satisfaction of already being everything you desire to be. Let this feeling infuse your entire day, calling your perceptions, your actions, your interactions. Throughout your day, whenever you catch yourself slipping into a state of wanting or striving, pause. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself, I am already that which I desire to be. Feel the truth of this statement. Embody it fully. Now, my dear friends, as we reflect on these 5 powerful lines, I want you to understand something crucial. These are not mere words to be recited mechanically each morning. They are invocations of your true nature, declarations of your divine identity. When spoken with understanding, with feeling, with conviction, they have the power to completely transform your life. You see, these 5 lines address the fundamental aspects of your creative power, your identity as a creator, the role of your imagination, the power of your assumptions, the impact of your inner conversations, and the truth of your divine nature. When you align all these aspects of yourself with your desired reality, you become an unstoppable force of creation. But remember, the power lies not in the words themselves, but in the state of being they evoke within you. It's not enough to simply say these lines. You must feel them, live them, embody them. You must let them permeate every aspect of your being until they become your new normal, your new default state of consciousness. As you begin this practice of speaking these 5 lines to yourself every morning, you may find that at first they feel strange or untrue. Your old patterns of thinking, your habitual state of consciousness, may resist this new way of being. This is natural. Do not fight it. Simply observe it, acknowledge it, and gently but firmly choose again to align with these higher truths. You see, my dear friends, you are in the process of reprogramming your subconscious mind, of rewriting the script of your life. And like any new skill, this takes patience and persistence. But I assure you, rewards are beyond anything you can currently imagine. As you consistently speak these lines each morning, you will begin to notice subtle shifts in your perception, in your emotions, in your experiences. You may find yourself reacting differently to challenges, seeing opportunities where before you saw only obstacles. You may notice synchronicities and coincidences occurring more frequently in your life. These are all signs that your inner world is shifting, that your new state of consciousness is beginning to manifest in your outer reality. Celebrate these lines no matter how small they may seem, for they are proof that your practice is working, that you are indeed shaping your reality through your consciousness. But remember, this is not about achieving some future state of perfection. It's about fully embracing and expressing who you truly are right here, right now. It's about aligning with your divine nature and allowing it to express itself freely through you. As you continue this practice day after day, week after week, you will find that these 5 lines become more than just a morning ritual. They will become the foundation of your entire way of being. You will find yourself naturally thinking, speaking, and acting from this higher state of consciousness throughout your day. And as you do, you will begin to witness miracles in your life. Not external miracles that defy the laws of nature, but the true miracles of consciousness, the effortless alignment of your outer world with your inner state of being. You will watch it in awe as circumstances rearrange themselves to match your new vibration, as opportunities appear seemingly out of nowhere, as your deepest desires manifest with ease and grace. But even more than these outer changes, you will experience a profound inner transformation. You will feel a deep sense of peace, of alignment, of connection with your true self. You will know beyond any doubt that you are indeed the creator of your reality, that your imagination is the workshop where you shape your future, that what you assume you become, that your inner conversations shape your outer world, and that you are already that which you desire to be. This, my dear friends, is the true purpose of this practice. It is not about manipulating external circumstances or achieving specific goals. It is about awakening to your true nature, about fully embodying your divine self, about living from the state of already being everything you desire to be. As you go forth from this place, I urge you to commit to this practice with all your heart. Make it the foundation of your days, the North Star that guides your journey through life. Speak these 5 lines to yourself each morning, not as a mechanical recitation, but as a heartfelt declaration of your true identity. And remember, every time you speak these lines, you are not just affirming a truth. You are creating your reality. You are shaping your future. You are calling forth your highest self to express itself in this world. So speak these lines with conviction, with feeling, with the full power of your being. Let them resonate in every cell of your body, in every corner of your consciousness. Let them become the very essence of who you are. For as you do, you will find that your life begins to unfold with a beauty, a grace, a magnificence that you never thought possible. You will discover depths of creativity, of love, of joy within yourself that you never knew existed. You will step into the fullness of your divine nature and become a living testament to the creative power of consciousness. And notice, as you transform your own life through this practice, you are contributing to the transformation of the entire world. For we are all one, all expressions of the same divine consciousness. Your awakening, your alignment with your true self, ripples out and touches all creation. So go forth, my dear friends, and speak these 5 lines to yourself every free morning. Speak them with love, with conviction, with unwavering faith. Speak them as if your life depends on it, because in truth, it does. For in these words lies the key to your freedom, your fulfillment, your divine destiny. Remember always, you are the creator of your reality. Your imagination is the workshop where you shape your future. What you assume, you become. Your inner conversations shape your outer world, and you are already that which you desire to be. Now go and let your light shine brightly in this world. For you are powerful beyond measure, loved beyond imagination, and capable of more than you could ever dream. Speak these truths to yourself each morning, and watch as your life transforms into a living masterpiece of divine explosion.
Have you ever felt the weight of invisible chains holding you back? Those whispers in your mind telling you it's impossible, you're not good enough, or that's just the way things are. These are the illusions that bind us, the false limitations we've accepted as truth. But what if I told you that these chains are made of smoke, ready to dissipate the moment you realize their true nature? Think about a time when you achieved something you once thought impossible. Remember that feeling of exhilaration, that moment when you realized you had transcended your own expectations. Now consider this: what if that feeling, that state of being, was your natural state? What if the limitations you perceive are merely shadows cast by light, you haven't yet recognized within yourself. The world around us seems solid, unchangeable. We're taught from an early age about the facts of life, the rules we must follow, the boundaries we must respect. But pause for a moment and reflect. Who created these rules? Who drew these boundaries? And more importantly, who continues to enforce them in your mind? You see, the greatest illusion is not the world around us, but the lens through which we view it. This lens, shaped by our experiences, belief, and societal conditioning, colors everything we perceive. It's as if we're wearing glasses that paint the world, making some things seem possible and others inevitable. But these glasses aren't fused to our faces. We can remove them, clean them, or even discard them altogether. Consider the nature of reality itself. Quantum physics tells us that at the most fundamental level, the universe is not made of solid matter, but of energy and information. The chair you are sitting on, the ground beneath your feet, even your own body, all of these are mostly empty space, with particles vibrating in complex patterns. If the most solid aspects of our reality are this fluid and dynamic, how much more flexible might our perceived limitations be? Your consciousness, the you that's listening right now, is not confined to your physical body. It extends beyond, interacting with the world in ways we're only beginning to understand. Every thought you have, every belief you hold, ripples out into the universe, shaping your experience of reality. When you accept a limitation, you're not describing an objective truth. You're programming your experience. But here's the limiting truth. Just as you can program limitations, you can also program limitlessness. Your mind is not a static entity, but a dynamic, ever-changing flow of consciousness. Every moment offers a new opportunity to reshape your beliefs, to redefine what's possible for you. Think of a child learning to walk. They fall countless times, but the thought of failure never crosses their mind. They don't say, walking is impossible for me. They simply keep trying, driven by an innate knowing that they are meant to walk. What if we approach every aspect of our lives with that same unshakable certainty? The barriers we perceive, whether they're physical, emotional, or psychological, are often self-imposed. They're the result of past experiences, societal expectations, or fears we've internalized. But just as a prisoner who's lived in a cell for years might hesitate to leave when the door is open, we often cling to our limitations out of familiarity. Breaking free requires courage. It demands that we question everything we've been told about ourselves and the world. It asks us to step into the unknown, to be willing to fail, to look foolish, to go against the grain. But with each step, we take beyond our perceived limits. We reclaim a piece of our true power. Consider the 4-minute mile. For years, it was considered a physical impossibility for a human to run a mile in less than 4 minutes. Doctors and scientists claimed it couldn't be done. Then, in 1954, Roger Bannister broke that barrier. Within just 2 months, another runner had done it too. Today, it's a standard for all professional middle-distance runners. What changed? Not human physiology, but human belief. This principle applies to every area of your life. Your career, your relationships, your personal growth. All of these are shaped by your beliefs about what's possible. When you shed the illusion of limitation, you open yourself to a world of infinite potential. But how do we begin to break free from these self-imposed chains? It starts with awareness. Begin to notice the thoughts that run through your mind. When you encounter a challenge, what's your immediate reaction? Do you think, I can't do this, or do you ask, how can I do this? The difference between these two responses is the difference between a life constrained by limitations and a life of bound possibility. Next, question your assumptions. Whenever you find yourself thinking, I can't, or it's impossible, pause and ask, is that really true? Who says? Where did I learn this belief? Often you find that your limitations are based on outdated information, other people's opinions, or fears that no longer serve you. Remember, every great achievement in human history was once considered impossible. Flight, space travel, instant global communication. All of these were once dismissed as fantasy. The people who made these dreams reality weren't superhumans. They were ordinary people who refused to accept the limitations others had set for them. You have that same power within you. Your mind is a tool of incredible potential, capable of reshaping your reality. But like any tool, it must be used consciously and deliberately. Too often we let our minds run on autopilot, recycling old thoughts and beliefs without question. Taking control of your mind means becoming the active creator of your life, rather than a passive recipient of circumstances. Imagine for a moment that you had never been told no, that you had never been taught to doubt yourself, to fear failure, to stay within the lines. Who would you be? What would you do? That version of you isn't a fantasy. It's your true self waiting to be unleashed. The process of shedding limitations is not always comfortable. It requires us to confront our fears, to challenge our deepest beliefs about ourselves and the world. It might mean standing alone when others doubt you, or persisting in the face of repeated setbacks. But with each limitation you overcome, you expand not just your own possibilities, but the possibilities for all of humanity. You see, we're all connected. When you break through a barrier, you create a crack in the collective illusion of limitation. You become living proof of what's possible, inspiring others to question their own constraints. In this way, living without limitations is not just a personal achievement. As you continue on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment, remember that the only true limits are the ones you accept. Your potential is as vast as the universe itself. The power to reshape your reality lies within you, waiting to be claimed. Are you ready to step into that power? Are you willing to live as if you have no limitations? In the next part of our exploration, we'll delve into the incredible tool you possess for breaking through these illusory barriers, your imagination. This faculty, often dismissed as mere daydreaming, is in fact the most powerful creative force in the universe, and it's at your disposal. Every moment of every day. As we've seen, the limitations we perceive are often illusory, constructs of our mind rather than immutable facts of reality. But if our minds can create these barriers, it stands to reason that our minds also hold the key to breaking them down. This key, this incomparable tool for transformation, is your imagination. Close your eyes for a moment. What do you see? Darkness? Or do images, scenes, and possibilities dance across your inner vision? This inner world, as real and vibrant as the physical world around us, is the workshop of creation. It's where every invention, every big art, every scientific breakthrough, and every personal transformation begin. Your imagination is not some frivolous faculty, a distraction from real life. It is, in fact, the most real and powerful force at your disposal. Everything in your life, from the clothes you wear to the chair you sit on, from your relationships to your career, began as an idea, an image in someone's mind. Your entire experience of life is shaped by your imagination, whether you're conscious of it or not. Right now, you're absorbing these words, but your mind is simultaneously creating images, feelings, and associations. You're not just passively receiving information, you're actively constructing your understanding. This is your imagination at work, and it never stops. Even when you sleep, your imagination continues to weave stories and scenarios in your dreams. But here's a crucial point. Your imagination doesn't just reflect reality, it creates it. The images and scenarios you hold in your mind shape your expectations, guide your actions, and ultimately manifest in your physical experience. This isn't mystical thinking. It's the practical operation of your nervous system and the universal laws of mind. When you vividly imagine something, your brain and body responds if it were actually happening. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish between a real experience and one that's vividly imagined. This is why visualizing techniques are so effective in sports, why mental rehearsal improves performance in any field, and why your nightmares can leave you in a cold sweat. Understanding this principle is the first step to harnessing the true power of your imagination. You're always using your imagination, whether you realize it or not, using it consciously to create the life you desire, or unconsciously perpetuating patterns and limitations from your past. The great minds throughout history understood this power. Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution. He used his imagination to conceive thought, experiments that revolutionized our understanding of the universe. Mozart could hear entire symphonies in his mind before writing a single note on paper. Nikola Tesla visualized his inventions in perfect detail before building them. These weren't supernatural abilities. They were examples of imagination used to its fullest potential. You have the same power. The only difference is in how you use it. Most people use their imagination haphazardly, allowing it to be shaped by fears, past experiences, and external influence. They imagine worst-case scenarios, replay past failures, or passively absorb the limited thinking of others. Is it any wonder, then, that they find themselves trapped in cycles of limitation? But you can choose differently. You can use your imagination deliberately, as the creative force it truly is. When you do this, you tap into a power that can reshape your entire life. Start by becoming aware of your habitual thoughts and mental images. What scenarios do you routinely imagine? Are they empowering or limiting? Do they expand your sense of what's possible? Or do they keep you trapped in familiar patterns? Once you're aware of your mental habits, you can begin to change them. This is where the real work begins, but also where the magic happens. Instead of focusing on what you don't want, or what you fear might happen, start cultivating vivid, detailed images of what you do want. If you're seeking a new career, don't just think abstractly about getting a better job. Instead, imagine yourself in specific detail, doing work that excites you. See yourself in your ideal workspace. Feel the satisfaction of using your skills. Hear the conversations with colleagues who respect and value you. Make this imagined scenario as real and vivid as possible. If you're working on improving your health, don't just set a vague goal to get fit. Imagine yourself moving with energy and vitality. Feel the strength in your muscles, the easy rhythm of your breathing. See the admiring glances of others. Hear the compliments on your vitality. Taste the delicious, nourishing foods that fuel your body. The key is to engage all your senses in these imagined scenarios. The more real you can make them in your mind, the more powerfully they will influence your subconscious mind. And, consequently, your actions and your results. This isn't daydreaming or wishful thinking. This is conscious, deliberate use of your creative faculty. When you imagine with this level of detail and feeling, you're literally wiring your brain, creating new neural pathways that support your desired reality. But imagination alone isn't enough. It must be coupled with faith. Not blind belief, but a deep, unshakable knowing that what you've imagined is not only possible but inevitable. This faith is what bridges the gap between your inner vision and your outer reality. Cultivating this faith requires practice. It means holding on to your vision even when external circumstances seem to contradict it. It means persisting in the face of setbacks, knowing that every obstacle is simply an opportunity to strengthen your resolve and refine your approach. One powerful technique for strengthening this faith is to live from the end. This means imagining your desired outcome as already achieved, and then experiencing your day from that perspective. How would you think, feel, and act if your goal were already realized? By consistently adopting this state of mind, you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desired reality, accelerating its manifestation. Another crucial aspect of using your imagination effectively is emotional intensity. The images you hold in your mind must be infused with feeling. It's not enough to coldly visualize a scenario. You must feel it as real. The stronger the emotion associated with your mental image, the more deeply it imprints on your subconscious mind, and the more powerfully it influences your reality. This is why it's so important to cultivate positive emotion alongside your imagined scenarios. Feel the joy, the excitement, the gratitude of having your desire fulfilled. These positive emotions not only make the process more enjoyable, but they also send a powerful message to your subconscious mind and to the universe at large that this is your natural state of being. As you practice using your imagination in this way, you will likely encounter resistance. Old beliefs and habits may surface, trying to pull you back to familiar territory. This is normal and even necessary. It's your opportunity to consciously choose your new reality over the old limitations. When doubts arise, don't fight them. Instead, gently but firmly return to your imagined scene. Remind yourself that your imagination is creating your reality, and you choose to imagine the best possible outcome. With consistent practice, these new thought patterns will become as natural and automatic as your old limiting beliefs once were. It's important to understand that using your imagination in this way is not about denying or ignoring current reality. It's about knowing that current conditions are the result of past thoughts and imaginings, and that you have the power to create new conditions through your present use of imagination. This principle applies not just to personal goals, but to every aspect of life. Want to improve your relationships? Imagine interactions filled with love, understanding, and mutual respect, seeking to make a difference in the world. Imagine yourself as a powerful force for positive change, seeing the specific impacts of your actions. The scope of what you can achieve through conscious use of your imagination is limitless. Every great achievement, every leap forward in human progress began in someone's imagination. The airplane, the internet human rights movement, all of these were once just ideas, images in someone's mind before they became reality. You have the same creative power within you. Your imagination is not bound by your current circumstances, your past experiences, or what others tell you is possible. It is as vast and limitless as the universe itself. When you tap into this power, you connect with the very source of creation. But remember, imagination is not about escaping reality. It's about creating it. The images you hold in your mind are blueprints for your life. By consciously choosing and vividly experiencing these internal images, you set in motion the forces that will bring them into physical reality. As you move forward, commit to making conscious use of your imagination as daily practice. Set aside time each day to vividly imagine your ideal life in every detail. But don't stop there. Carry this practice into every moment. As you go about your day, continuously imagine the best possible outcomes. See yourself succeeding, thriving, and living without limitations. With consistent practice, you'll find that your external reality begins to align more and more closely with your internal vision. Opportunities will appear that you hadn't noticed before. You'll find yourself taking actions that lead you closer to your goals. People and resources that can help you seem to appear just when you need them. This isn't magic or coincidence. It's the natural result of aligning your entire being, your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your deepest desires and highest potential. Your imagination is the tool that makes this alignment possible. As we move into the final part of our exploration, we'll look at practical steps for living without limits. We'll explore how to implement this powerful understanding in your daily life, how to overcome the challenges you'll inevitably face, and how your limitless living can create a ripple effect that transforms not just your life, but the world around you. Remember, your imagination is always active, always creating. The choice of what to imagine is yours. Will you use this incredible power to reinforce old limitations, or to create a life of boundless possibility? The decision is yours, and it begins right now, in this moment, with the very next thought you choose to entertain. The power of your imagination, as we've explored, is the key to transcending perceived limitations. But how do we translate this understanding into tangible, everyday actions? How do we live without limits in a world that seems intent on imposing? This is where theory meets practice, where insight transforms into lived experience. Living without limits isn't about suddenly becoming superhuman or defying the laws of physics. It's about expanding your conception of what's possible and refusing to be bound by arbitrary constraints. It's a mindset, a way of approaching life that opens doors you never knew existed. The first step in living without limits is to become acutely aware of your thoughts and beliefs. Every moment of every day, you're engaged in an internal dialogue. This constant stream of thought shapes your perceptions, decisions, and actions. Most people let this dialogue run on autopilot, unconsciously repeating patterns of thought they've inherited or developed over time. But you have the power to direct this dialogue consciously. Start by paying attention to your self-talk. When you face a challenge, what do you tell yourself? Do you immediately think of all the reasons why you can't succeed? Or do you focus on finding solutions? When an opportunity arises, do you talk yourself out of it? Or do you encourage yourself? Becoming aware of these thought patterns is crucial because they form the foundation of your limitless life. Once you're aware of them, you can begin to change them. Replace limiting thoughts with empowering ones. Instead of I can't, say, how can I? Instead of it's too difficult, say I'm learning and growing through this challenge. This shift in self-talk isn't about positive thinking in a vague, generic sense. It's about aligning your thoughts with the truth of your infinite potential. It's about recognizing that the voice telling you you can't is not the voice of reality, but the echo of past limitations. The next step is to take inspired action. Living without limits doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for the universe to deliver your desire. It means acting boldly, taking risks, and stepping out of your comfort zone. This action comes from a different place than the striving and struggling most people engage in. It comes from a place of alignment with your true self and your high vision. When you are aligned with your limitless nature, action doesn't feel like hard work or sacrifice. It feels natural, even inevitable. You're not pushing against the current. You're flowing with it. This doesn't mean you won't face challenges or obstacles, but you'll approach these challenges from a place of creativity and possibility, rather than fear and limitation. One powerful practice for living without limits is to regularly do things that scare you. Not reckless things that put you in physical danger, but things that challenge your perceived limitations. Speak up in a meeting when you'd usually stay silent. Apply for that job you think is out of your league. Start the business you've been dreaming about. Each time you do something that scares you, you expand your comfort zone and prove to yourself that your limitations are self-imposed. Another crucial aspect of limitless living is surrounding yourself with the right influences. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, the environments you inhabit, all of these shape your beliefs about what's possible. Seek out people who inspire you, who challenge you to think bigger. Read books and listen to talks that expand your mind. Create an environment that reflects and supports your highest vision for yourself. Remember, living without limits doesn't mean you'll never face setbacks or failures. In fact, if you're truly pushing your boundaries, you're likely to encounter more failures than someone playing it safe. The difference is in how you perceive and respond to these setbacks. In a limitless mindset, there is no failure, only feedback. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, grow, and refine your approach. When you encounter an obstacle, instead of seeing it as a sign that you should give up, see it as a challenge to your creativity. Ask yourself, how can I use this experience to become stronger, wiser, and more capable? This resilience in the face of challenges is what separates those who truly live without limits from those who merely dream about it. It's easy to feel limitless when everything is going smoothly. The real test comes when you face adversity. Will you retreat into old patterns of limitation? Or will you stand firm in your knowledge of your infinite potential? Cultivating this resilience requires practice. One effective technique is to reframe your experiences. Instead of labeling events as good or bad, see them all as opportunities for growth. When something doesn't go as planned, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How is this preparing me for something greater? Another powerful practice is to regularly revisit and revise your vision. Living without limits doesn't mean setting a goal once and then doggedly pursuing it, no matter what. It means staying flexible, open to new possibilities, and willing to adjust your course as you grow and evolve. Set aside time each week to review your goals and vision. Are they still aligned with your higher self? Have you outgrown some goals? Are there new horizons you want to explore? This regular review keeps you engaged with your vision and allows you to course correct it as needed. As you live more and more from this limitless mindset, you'll likely find that your definition of success changes. Instead of external markers like wealth, status, or possessions, you will begin to measure success by the degree to which you're expressing your true self and fulfilling your unique potential. This shift in perspective is liberating. You're no longer bound by society's definitions of success or limited by comparisons to others. Your only benchmark is your own continual growth and expansion. This doesn't mean you can't enjoy material success. In fact, You may find that material abundance flows more easily when you're aligned with your true self. But it's no longer the primary focus or measure of your work. One of the most profound aspects of living without limits is the impact it has on those around you. As you break through your own perceived limitations, you inspire others to do the same. Your courage gives others permission to be courageous. Your expansive thinking encourages others to think bigger. This ripple effect is not to be underestimated. By living without limits, you're not just transforming your own life. You're contributing to the evolution of human consciousness. You're helping to create a world where more and more people recognize and express their infinite potential. But this impact comes with a responsibility. As you step into your power and live without limits, it's crucial to do so with compassion and consideration for others. Living without limits doesn't mean trampling on others or ignoring the interconnectedness of all life. It means recognizing that your true power lies in lifting others up, not putting them down. Use your expanded capabilities to make a positive difference in the world. Find ways to serve that align with your unique gifts and passions. When you combine limitless living with a sense of purpose and service, you tap into a level of fulfillment and joy that goes beyond personal achievement. As you continue on this journey of limitless living, remember that it's exactly that journey. There's no final destination, no point at which you can say, I've made it. I'm now living completely without limits. It's an ongoing process of expansion, growth, and self-discovery. There will be days when you feel invincible, when everything flows effortlessly and your limitless nature is clear as day. There will also be days when old doubts creep in, when challenges seem overwhelming, and when your infinite potential feels like a distant dream. Both of these experiences are part of the journey. The key is to hold steady to your vision, to keep returning to the truth of who you are, regardless of temporary circumstances or emotions. It's about cultivating an unshakable faith, not in some external power, but in the limitless nature of your own being. This faith is built day by day, choice by choice. Every time you choose possibility over limitation, every time you take inspired action despite your fears, every time you pick yourself up after a setback, you're strengthening this faith. You're living the truth of your limitless nature. As we conclude this exploration of living without limits, I invite you to take a moment to reflect. How has your perception of what's possible for you shifted? What limitations are you now ready to release? What bold actions are you inspired to take? Remember, the power to live without limits is already within you. It's not something you need to acquire or achieve. It's your natural state of being. All that's required is to recognize this truth and align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with it. Starting right now, in this very moment, you can choose to live as if you have no limitations. You can tap into the infinite power of your imagination, align with your true self, and step into a life of boundless possibility. The choice is yours. What will you choose? What if I told you that within each and every one of you lies a treasure more valuable than gold, more powerful than any force on this planet? Imagine the possibilities if you could unlock that treasure. What would your life look like? What dreams would you dare to pursue? Greatness is not a distant dream reserved for a select few. It is a dormant seed within you, waiting for the right conditions to blossom. Consider the story of those who have risen from obscurity to greatness. Think of the individuals who, against all odds, transformed their lives into something remarkable. They weren't born with an inherent advantage. They simply discovered the incredible power that resided within them. This is not just about success in career or fame. It's about realizing your potential and stepping into a life that is truly yours. Have you ever felt that surge of excitement when you achieve something you thought was impossible? That moment when everything aligns and you realize you are capable of so much more than you believe. It's a moment of awakening, a recognition of the power within you. You may not have acknowledged it yet, but that power is always there, waiting for you to claim it. Many walk through life believing that greatness is meant for others, that they lack the skills or the charisma to achieve it. This belief is a prison, a self-imposed limitation. But the truth is, greatness is not a destination. It's a journey a continuous process of growth and self-discovery. Each one of you has the ability to shape your reality, to mold your destiny with your thoughts and beliefs. Think about the concept of imagination. This remarkable tool is often underestimated. It is the starting point of all creation. Every invention, every piece of art, and every significant achievement began as a mere idea in someone's mind. What if you harnessed your imagination to visualize the life you desire? What if you allowed yourself to dream without boundaries? Imagine closing your eyes and picturing your ideal self, how you would feel, how you would act, and how you would overcome obstacles. In that moment of visualization, you are creating a blueprint for your future. This is the first step toward manifesting your greatness. You are not merely observers of life. You are active participants. You have the power to create your reality through your imagination and belief. When you truly understand this, you begin to see yourself as the architect of your own life. No longer are you a passive player in someone else's script. You hold the pen. You are the author of your story. And the beauty of this realization is that it is never too late to start. You can begin right now, in this very moment, to envision a future filled with possibility. Yet, as you embark on this journey, you may encounter doubts. Those nagging voices that tell you you can't, you're not good enough. Acknowledge those thoughts, but don't let them define you. They are merely echoes of past experiences or societal conditioning. Instead, replace them with affirmations of your potential. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend. Encourage yourself to rise above the limitations that others may have placed upon you. This journey requires courage. It demands that you step outside of your comfort zone and embrace the unknown. Greatness often lies on the other side of fear. It's the willingness to take risks, to fail, and to rise again. Each setback is not a signal to retreat, but an opportunity to learn and grow. Embrace challenges as stepping stones to your greatness. The paths may not always be clear, and there will be moments of uncertainty, but trust in your inner power. Trust that every step you take, no matter how small, is leading you closer to your true self. As you cultivate this trust, you will find that the universe begins to conspire in your favor. Seek inspiration from those who have walked this path before you. Their stories serve as a reminder that greatness is achievable. Each of us has the capacity to rise from our circumstances, to defy the odds, and to claim our rightful place in the world. What greatness lies within me that I have yet to discover? What dreams have I buried beneath layers of doubt? This moment is your invitation to dig deep, to unearth the treasures that await you. With every big breath, feel the energy of possibility coursing through you. You are not just a participant in life. You are a creator. And as you embrace this truth, you will find that the barriers you once thought insurmountable begin to crumble. Now, as we transition into the next part of this journey, let us explore the profound connection between your imagination and the reality you wish to create. What if you could not only envision your dream, but also embody the feelings of already having achieved it? This is where the true magic lies. Let's dive deeper into that transformative power and how it can propel you toward the greatness that is inherently yours. What if you would shape your reality, not through the external world, but through the limitless power of your imagination? How often do we forget that our thoughts and beliefs create the very fabric of our existence? Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean of potential, where every wave represents a possibility waiting to be realized. This ocean is your imagination, and each thought you entertain sends ripples across the surface, influencing the reality that unfolds. The nature of reality is a fascinating concept, often misunderstood and underestimated. People tend to see the world as a series of fixed events, moments, and outcomes, believing that they are merely passive observers. But what if I told you that your reality is, in fact, a reflection of your inner beliefs? Your imagination is not just a playground for dreams. It is the very tool you can wield to carve out the life you desire. Consider the power of imagination as a canvas upon which you paint your aspirations. Every great achievement, every monumental invention began as a thought, a vision in someone's mind. The Wright brothers didn't just stumble upon the idea of flight. They imagined it, visualized it, and then brought it into being. When you engage your imagination, you tap into a creative force that exists within you. one that has the potential to transform your life. But how does this transformation occur? It begins with the understanding that your beliefs shape your perception of reality. Have you ever noticed how your mood can alter your perspective? On a day when you feel confident and inspired, the world seems full of opportunity. Conversely, during moments of self-doubt, even the smallest challenge can feel insurmountable. This is the power of belief in action. It colors your perception and influences the choices you make. Think about the last time you set a goal. What thoughts accompanied that goal? Were they empowering or limiting? The journey to greatness starts with a clear vision and an unwavering belief in your ability to achieve it. When you allow yourself to envision success, you create a mental image that guides your action. This is where the magic happens. Your thoughts begin to manifest into reality. Be standing in front of a mirror, looking at the person you aspire to become. What do you see? What emotions arise? Allow yourself to feel the joy of that vision. This emotional connection is vital. It fuels your motivation and propels you forward. The universe responds to this energy, aligning circumstances to support your journey. As you harness the power of your imagination, it's essential to recognize the importance of consistency. Creating a new reality requires persistent effort and a commitment to your vision. It's like training a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it is. Make it a daily practice to visualize your goals, to immerse yourself in the feelings associated with achieving them. This is not a one-time event. It's a lifestyle change that will reshape your reality over time. When you approach life with this mindset, you begin to notice synchronicities, moments when the universe seems to conspire in your favor. You might meet someone who provides an opportunity or stumble upon resources that align perfectly with your goals. These are not mere coincidences. They are manifestations of your thoughts and beliefs taking form. Now let's delve deeper into the connection between your imagination and the world around you. The external world serves as a mirror, reflecting your internal state. If you are filled with doubt and negativity, your reality will resonate with those vibrations. Conversely, when you cultivate positivity and belief in your potential, this is why it is crucial to nurture a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Many people operate under the belief that resources are limited, that success is a zero-sum game. But imagine if you viewed the world as a place of infinite possibility. What if you believe that there is enough success to go around? This shift in perspective then open doors you never thought possible. As you embark on this journey of self-discovery, it's vital to surround yourself with positivity. The energy of those around you can significantly influence your thoughts and beliefs. Seek out individuals who uplift and inspire you. Their energy will reinforce your vision, helping you to stay aligned with your goals. Yet, along this path, challenges will arise. You may encounter doubts, setbacks, or even criticism. It's essential to remember that these obstacles do not define you. They are merely tests of your resolve. When faced with adversity, return to your imagination. Visualize yourself overcoming those challenges, emerging stronger and more resilient. Each challenge is an opportunity for growth, a chance to strengthen your belief in your own greatness. As you continue to explore the nature of your reality, begin to notice the language you use to describe your life. Words hold immense power. They shape your beliefs and influence your actions. By choosing empowering language, you reinforce a positive self-image. Instead of saying, "I can't," replace it with, "I am learning." Shifting your dialogue with yourself creates a pathway for growth and possibility. With each step you take on this journey, remember that you are not alone. Countless individuals have walked this path before you, each discovering their own unique greatness. They too faced doubts and fears, but they chose to believe in their vision. They transformed their imagination into reality through persistence and courage. As we transition into the next phase of this exploration, let's embrace the profound connection between imagination and belief. The power of assumption can propel you forward in ways you never thought possible. It's time to dive deeper and uncover how your thoughts can manifest the reality you desire, and how the simple act of assuming your greatness can change everything. What defines you? Is it the circumstances of your life, the opinions of others, or is it something deeper, something intrinsic that you may not have fully realized. The power of belief and self-identity is a force that shapes not just who you are, but who you are destined to become. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a garden and your beliefs are the seeds you plant. What type of garden are you cultivating? Are you nurturing flowers of positivity and strength, or are you allowing weeds of doubt and limitation to take root? Self-identity, not just a label. It is the very essence of your being. It is the lens through which you view the world and interpret your experience. When you believe in yourself and your abilities, you create a solid foundation upon which to build your dream. Conversely, when you harbor self-doubt, you construct barriers that limit your potential. The way you see yourself dictates the actions you take and the opportunities you pursue. Let's take a moment to examine the profound impact of belief. Have you ever noticed how your beliefs can either lift you up or weigh you down? Think back to a time when you felt unstoppable. What were you believing about yourself in that moment? Now contrast that with a time when you felt defeated. The difference lies in your perception, in what you chose to believe about your capabilities. The truth is, belief is a powerful force. It shapes your reality and influences your decisions. When you believe you can achieve something, you are more likely to take the necessary steps to make it happen. Imagine a tightrope walker, balancing high above the ground. Their belief in their ability to walk the line determines their success. If they doubt themselves, they may falter. But with unwavering belief, they navigate the challenge with grace and confidence. This concept extends beyond individual achievements. Consider the collective belief of a group or community. When a group of people share a common belief in their potential, they can create monumental change. Think of the civil rights movements, the innovators who transformed industries, or even the small community initiatives that have made a difference. These achievements stem from a shared belief in a better future, a belief that ignites action and inspires others. Now let's connect this idea of belief to self-identity. Your self-identity is formed through a combination of your experiences, your environment, and the beliefs you hold about yourself. It is a dynamic construct that can evolve as you grow and learn. However, many people remain trapped in a limited self-identity, often defined by past failures or the perceptions of others. This can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, where the limitations you believe define you become the very barriers that hold you back. Imagine stepping into a new identity, a version of yourself that embodies confidence, resilience, and greatness. What would that look like? What would you believe about yourself? The key is to consciously choose your self-identity based on the person you want to become, not the person you have been. This requires a shift in mindset and a commitment to nurturing your beliefs. Start by examining the language you use when you talk about yourself. Are you speaking in terms of limitations? Phrases like "I can't," "I'm not good enough," or "I've never been successful" can reinforce a negative self-identity. Instead, replace those phrases with empowering affirmations. Declare, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I have the strength to overcome challenges." This shift in language can create a ripple effect, altering your beliefs, and consequently, next, take time to reflect on your past accomplishments. What have you achieved that made you proud? Each success, no matter how small, contributes to your self-identity. Recognize that you are not defined by your failures, but rather by your ability to rise, learn, and grow from them. By accumulating evidence of your capabilities, you reinforce a positive self-identity that fuels. Visualize your ideal self regularly. Create a mental picture of who you aspire to be. What qualities does this version of you possess? How does this person navigate challenges? By consistently envisioning your ideal self, you begin to align your beliefs and actions with that identity. Your subconscious mind starts to accept this new version as your reality, paving the way for transformation. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. The energy of those around you can significantly impact your beliefs and self-identity. Engage with individuals who encourage your growth and challenge you to expand your horizon. Their belief in you can serve as a powerful catalyst to your own self-belief. As you embark on this journey of self-discovery, remember that it's okay to start small. Change doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you can reshape your beliefs and your identity. Each day presents a new opportunity to affirm your breakthrough. Celebrate your progress, no matter how incremental, and stay committed to your vision. Now let's explore how these beliefs and self-identity can be transformed into action. The intersection of belief and action is where the real magic happens. When you believe in your capabilities, you become more inclined to take risks and pursue opportunities. Conversely, inaction often stems from limiting beliefs. By consciously choosing to act in alignment with your new self-identity, you reinforce the beliefs that underpin your greatness. As we move forward, think about your aspirations. What actions can you take today that reflect your ideal self? How can you begin to embody the beliefs that support your vision? This is your moment to step into your power, to embrace the belief that you are capable of achieving greatness. Let's shift our focus now to the law of assumption and how it intertwines with your beliefs and self-identity. By assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you can further solidify the reality you seek. This transformative practice allows you to act as if you have already achieved your goals, propelling you toward the life you envision. Together, we will uncover the steps to harness this powerful law and bring your dreams to fruition. What if everything you desire is already within your reach? What if the key to unlocking your dreams lies in the way you perceive yourself and the world around you? This is where the law of assumption comes into play. A powerful principle that can transform your life and manifest your deepest aspirations. Imagine living as if your dreams are already your reality. How would that change the way you approach your day? How would you interact with the world if you truly believed that you had already achieved your goals? The law of assumption posits that whatever you assume to be true becomes your reality. This principle hinges on the understanding that our beliefs, when you assume that something is true, perhaps that you are successful, love it, or capable, you begin to align your thoughts, actions, and emotions with that assumption. This alignment creates a magnetic pull that attracts those very experiences into your life. To illustrate this, think about the concept of a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you believe you will succeed, you are more likely to take the necessary actions that lead to success. Conversely, if you believe you will fail, your actions may reflect that belief, resulting in a cycle of negativity. The key lies in recognizing that the power to dictate your outcomes resides within you. You have the ability to choose what you assume to be true, and in doing so, you shape your reality. Let's dive deeper into the mechanics of this law. Assume for a moment that you want to manifest a new job opportunity. Instead of focusing on the fear of not being hired or the belief that you are not qualified, shift your mindset. Begin to assume that you are the perfect candidate for the job you desire. Visualize yourself in that role. How you feel, the confidence you exude, and the impact you make. Allow yourself to immerse in the emotions of already having achieved this goal. This is not mere wishful thinking. It is a powerful practice that aligns your inner world with the outer reality you wish to create. Visualization plays a crucial role in this process. Take time each day to imagine your desired reality vividly. Picture yourself living your dream life and feel the associated emotions. Are you filled with joy, gratitude, and excitement? Let those feelings wash over you as you engage in this visualization. The more real you make this experience in your mind, the more you activate the law of assumption. Now let's explore how this practice connects to your self-identity. When you assume a new identity, a version of yourself that embodies success, creativity, or resilience, you begin to shift your self-perception. This new identity becomes your guiding light, influencing your thoughts and actions. It's essential to recognize that your current self-identity is not fixed. It can evolve as you cultivate new beliefs and assumptions. As you adopt this new identity, you will naturally begin to attract opportunities that align with your assumptions. The universe responds to your beliefs and intentions, creating pathways for your desires to manifest. This is where the magic happens. When you operate from a place of assumption, you become a magnet for the experiences you seek. However, the journey of manifestation is not always linear. You may encounter obstacles or moments of doubt. When faced with challenges, return to your assumptions. Remind yourself of the vision you hold and the emotions you wish to embody. Each setback is merely a stepping stone, a lesson to guide you back to your true path. Let's take a moment to discuss the importance of persistence. The law of assumption requires not only belief, but also consistent action. You must act as if your assumptions are true, stepping into the role of the person you envision. This often means pushing past comfort zones and embracing the unknown. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes, and the closer you get to your desired reality. Consider the story of a successful entrepreneur who started with nothing but a vision. They assumed their success long before it materialized. They envisioned their company thriving, believed in their capabilities, and took bold actions to bring that vision to life. Through persistence and unwavering belief, they transformed their assumptions into a thriving business. This is the power of the law of assumption in action. Now let's talk about the role of gratitude in this process. Gratitude acts as a powerful amplifier for your assumptions. When you express gratitude for what you already have and for what you are manifesting, you raise your vibrational frequency. This heightened state of being attracts more of what you desire. Make it a daily practice to express gratitude, not only for your current blessings, but also for the future experiences you are calling into your life. As we delve deeper into the law of assumption, it's essential to recognize that this practice is rooted in self-trust. You must trust in your ability to manifest your desires and in the process itself. Doubt can create resistance, blocking the flow of energy necessary for manifestation. Instead of succumbing to doubt, affirm your belief in your abilities in the law. Trust that what you assume will manifest in its own time and way. Now let's transition into the concept of taking inspired action. Manifestation is not solely about thinking and visualizing. It requires you to act in alignment with your assumptions. When you feel inspired to take a step, whether big or small, follow through. This action signals to the universe that you are ready to receive what you've assumed. It creates momentum, propelling you toward your goals. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, ready to leap into the unknown. Fear may grip you, but if you assume that you will soar, you find the courage to jump. This leap of faith is where transformation occurs. By acting on your assumptions, you invite the universe to align circumstances that support your journey. As you continue to harness the law of assumption, remember that patience is vital. Manifestation is a process that unfolds over time. Trust that each step you take, each visualization, and each assumption builds the foundation for your desired reality. Celebrate your progress along the way, no matter how small, and remain open to the possibilities that arise. Now, as we conclude this exploration of the law of assumption and manifestation, reflect on the power you hold within you. You are the creator of your reality, and your assumptions are the tools you wield. Embrace the belief that you can shape your life and manifest your dreams. As you step into this power, remember that you are not just a passive observer. You are an active participant in the unfolding of your destiny. As we move forward from here, let's delve into the practical steps you can take to integrate these principles into your day life. We will explore actionable strategies to help you solidify your assumptions and manifest the greatness that lies within you. The journey continues, and the possibilities are limitless. What do you do when you face an obstacle that seems insurmountable? Do you retreat or do you rise to the challenge? The truth is, every single person who has ever achieved greatness has encountered obstacles along the way. These barriers can take many forms: fear, self-doubt, external circumstances, but they all share one commonality. They are tests of your resolve, your persistence, and your commitment to your dream. Imagine standing at the foot of a mountain, the peak shrouded in clouds. The path ahead is steep and fraught with uncertainty, yet you feel a pull toward the summit. This is your goal, your vision of greatness. The struggle to reach the top is where the journey unfolds, where you discover not only what you are made of, but also the lessons that propel you forward. Obstacles are not just hindrances. They are opportunities for growth and transformation. Each challenge you face is a chance to learn something new about yourself, to develop resilience, and to strengthen your character. When you encounter setbacks, it's easy to become discouraged, to doubt your abilities, and to question whether you are on the right path. But remember, It is in these moments of struggle that your true strength emerges. Think about the stories of those who have triumphed over adversity. Consider the athlete who perseveres through injury, the entrepreneur who faces multiple failures before achieving success, or the artist who pours their heart into their work despite rejection. Each of these individuals faced obstacles that could have deterred them, but instead, they embraced persistence. They understood that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a vital part of the journey. As you navigate your own path, it's essential to cultivate a mindset of persistence. This means embracing challenges, viewing them as stepping stones rather than barriers. When you adopt this perspective, you shift your focus from what is holding you back to the lessons you can learn. Each obstacle becomes a teacher, guiding you toward growth and deeper understanding. What can I learn from this experience? What skills can I develop? How can I approach this challenge differently? This shift in questioning opens the door to possibilities, allowing you to adapt and evolve in the face of adversity. Remember, persistence is not about blindly pushing through. It's about finding creative solutions and remaining flexible in your approach. One powerful tool to cultivate persistence is visualization. Picture yourself overcoming the obstacles in your path. Imagine the feelings of triumph and relief as you navigate each challenge successfully. This mental rehearsal not only reinforces your determination, but also prepares you for the reality of facing difficulties head-on. When you visualize success, you create a mental roadmap that guides you through the rough patches. Let's delve deeper into the role of self-belief in overcoming obstacles. Your belief in yourself is the foundation upon which persistence is built. When you encounter challenges, your self-belief acts as a protective shield, preventing self-doubt from taking root. Remind yourself of your past victories, no matter how small. Each success you've experienced serves as evidence of your capabilities. By anchoring your belief in your accomplishments, you empower yourself to tackle future obstacles with confidence. As you continue on your journey, it's crucial to surround yourself with a supportive community. The people you choose to engage with can have a profound impact on your ability to persist. Seek out individuals who inspire you, who uplift your spirit, and who believe in your potential. Their energy and encouragement can provide the motivation you need during challenging times. Remember, you are not alone in your struggles. There are countless others who have faced similar hurdles, and their stories can serve as a source of inspiration. Now, let's talk about the importance of self-care in maintaining persistence. The journey toward greatness can be demanding, both mentally and physically. It's essential to prioritize your well-being to sustain your energy and motivation. Incorporate practices that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. This could be as simple as taking time to meditate, engaging in physical activity, or spending time in nature. When you take care of yourself, you equip yourself with the resilience needed to face obstacles head-on. As you confront challenges, remember that setbacks are not permanencies. They're temporary hurdles that can be overcome with determination and effort. Each time you rise after a fall, you strengthen your resolve and build the muscles of persistence. Embrace the journey, for it is in the process of overcoming obstacles that your character is formed. Let's also explore the role of gratitude in this journey. Practicing gratitude allows you to shift your focus from what is lacking to what you already have. This change in perspective can be a powerful motivator when facing challenges. Instead of dwelling on the difficulties, express gratitude for the lessons you are learning and the strength you are developing. This mindset not only fosters resilience but also attracts more positive experiences in your life. As we progress, it's important to acknowledge that persistence does not mean stubbornness. There will be times when you may need to reevaluate your approach, to pivot and adapt. Persistence is about being committed to your vision while remaining open to change. Sometimes, the path to your goals may take unexpected turns, and that's perfectly okay. Embrace the uncertainty and trust that each twist and turn is leading you closer to your desired outcome. Consider the metaphor of a river. The water flows smoothly over rocks and bends, adapting to the landscape it encounters. It doesn't fight against the obstacles. Instead, it finds a way around them. Similarly, you can learn to navigate the challenges in your life with grace and adaptability. Embrace the flow and trust that your persistence will guide you to your destination. As we draw closer to the end of this exploration of overcoming obstacles and embracing persistence, reflect on your own journey. What challenges have you faced, and how have you responded? What lessons have you learned along the way? Each experience has contributed to your growth, shaping you into the person you are today. Now, as we transition to the next part of this journey, let's explore actionable strategies you can implement to fortify your persistence and enhance your ability to overcome obstacles. Together, we will outline practical steps that will empower you to rise above challenges and embrace the greatness that lies within you. The journey continues, and the possibilities are boundless.